Good morning, guys. It is Friday, the 14th of May, or April, I'm sorry. April 14th. It is actually tax day, I think, today. It's Friday. But anyway, we're at Pinnacle Mountain State Park. I camped in the Subaru last night. We are all packed up, ready to go. Nikki and Kenny are having their breakfast over here. I'll be getting breakfast real shortly, and we'll head up to the state park. We're at a campground about a mile away, but we'll head up to the campground, or I'm sorry, we'll head up to the state park where Dale, Trail Angel, will pick us up and then transport us to the other end. So stay tuned for the rest of the day, and we'll see what we get into once again. But anyway, I'm starting to say that a lot, but all right, let me get some breakfast. We'll get totally packed up. We'll drive to the state park, into the parking area. We'll put our permit in the window. We're going to be able to park at Pinnacle Mountain State Park for free. We just need to be registered, which we are. We'll put our tag in the window and we're good to go. If you park at the other end, it's like $70 to be able to park at the park that we're being delivered to. So we're just going to get shuttled there and then drive back or walk back to our cars. So, all right, here we go. Got a beautiful day on the lake. Guys, I'm here at the parking lot at the Pinnacle Mountain State Park, and Dale just came, our shuttle driver. So I'm gonna say, hey Dale.
Hey, how are you?
So I asked Dale what time he got up. He said he gets up early. He was in the bread business. So if you know anything about the bread business, you got to make up early to make the bread, and then you got to get it out to the store so it's fresh. But Dale gave all of us a print a picture that he did. I really appreciate this, Dale. Yeah. So it's you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Well, it's a sunrise picture taken from an old fire tower just north of Queen Wilhelmina State Park on Rich Mountain.
Okay.
So it overlooks the Ouachita Trail.
So this is a nice little gift that he gave us. So I appreciate it, Dale. So Dale's going to shuttle us to the other end. So we'll be spending a couple hours with him. So let's get to it. All right, guys, we made it to Thelema State Park in Oklahoma. We are about to start the Ouachita Trail. This is the trailhead, and we got some pictures taken, and we're going to head back up to the campground, use the restroom, get rid of some trash, and then we're going off. Our shuttle driver Dale just left, and we got some pictures with him, which I'm sure you'll see, and hopefully we'll make it about 10 miles today to a shelter, and that's where we're going to bed down for the night. Apparently the first little stretch is pretty strenuous. It's uphill because we're in a valley right now. So we got to get to the top of the mountain, and I believe the shelter's up there just past the ridge. So stay tuned, and we'll get moving here shortly. All right, guys, it is Friday, May the 14th, or I'm sorry, April 14th at 12:15 p.m. So we will be heading out right now. We're gonna go get our packs on. We just used the restroom for the last time at a porcelain toilet. So if you're a hiker, you know that the porcelain toilet is really nice. So here we go. We're gonna do it. Guys, here's a little green snake I about stepped on. Just chilling here in the sun. He's about 2 foot long. But, go ahead on. So I don't believe we've come a mile yet, and I'm already out of breath. I'm out of shape. And here comes another hiker. But we get that mile marker here soon, and we'll see what's happening. Hey guys, just after I saw that green snake, I ran into another hiker that I don't know if you saw my eyes wandering, but he was the reason my eyes were going off the camera, is because I saw him up ahead. So I want to turn the camera around and just allow him to introduce himself. So here we go. What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. What's your name and where are you doing? And
I am Big Papa.
Big Papa, all right.
So I am just a day hiker. I just went 3.5 miles in, headed back out now, staying at the Talamina State Park, trying to get a little bit more healthy so I can get out and hike a little bit more. So, but it's short. I bow down to you on doing the Ouachita Trail. It is quite an accomplishment.
So you're a larger guy. You said you had a job that's sedentary, but I want to say congratulations, because how much weight did you say you've lost?
I am down 50 pounds since October.
So that's like half of some people. So congratulations on that. So
thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Well, I hope you have a wonderful day, and be careful coming down the mountain there. And I really appreciate you taking time to talk to me and just allow me to take a break, because it's been a killer so far. Just
hang in there.
All right, man. Thank you.
Take care.
There's a little bird nest I see that fell out of the tree. That's interesting. So I've seen a green snake, a person, and now a bird nest. So we're doing all right. We're on a little bit of flat area now, so I can catch my breath just a little bit. It was nice stopping and talking to that gentleman, because it allowed me to take a breather, which I needed desperately. We're waiting on Nikki and Kenny. I'm gonna head up here to the 2 mile marker, because apparently I've already passed the 1 mile marker. I'll wait on them at the 2 mile marker. And we're traveling on an average. Now we've just climbed that mountain, so it's a little skewed, but you climb or you hike about 2 miles an hour, which is a normal pace, at least for me. 2.5 miles. If I'm pushing it just a little bit, like on this flat, I could probably do 3 or maybe 4. But I don't want to put too much space between Nikki, Kenny, and myself. So I will wait on them at the next mile marker. So we've been hiking now for 21 minutes. So I don't think I've even passed the 1 mile marker, but the gentleman said we did, or I had already. So we'll take it at that. Could look on far out, but there's really no need, because we're on the trail. So it is what it is. So we have a slide uphill now. I do all the climbing. The trail is moderately rocky with stones the size of grapefruits, but it's nothing like New York and Pennsylvania, or Roxsylvania they call it. So on the Appalachian Trail, we followed the white blazes. On the Ouachita Trail, we follow the blue blazes. So let me show you that. We made it to the 2 mile marker. So I think I'm gonna just chill out here and wait on Ken and Nikki, and sit up here on the rock, I guess, and chill out. So, all right, I made it 2 miles. Only 221 to go. This is the blazes that we're following. They're similar in size and shape, but they're blue. Now the Ouachita Trail is a little different, because apparently, or supposedly, the trail is marked every single mile with a placard of some sort, but I haven't seen that yet. So we'll see if we can find one. The guy said that the 2 mile marker is on the side of a tree and it's easily missed, but let's do it. Well guys, we made it to the top. I believe we're descending now in this rock area. But we're going downhill, I do believe. And I believe there's a shelter coming up, but we will not stay at that shelter, obviously, because it's only 2:30 local time, Central Time. So we'll keep going. Our goal is to hit hike until about 5 or 6 o'clock. That should put us at a shelter at around 9.7, I think it is, but roughly 10 miles for the day. It's a half a day because we got dropped off on the trail, and we've been up since early this morning traveling. So we've sat down for quite a while. But anyway, we are heading on down, I think. So let me turn this thing around and show you the trail. I'm gonna lay here and take a break. Looks like I'm all red, but I think it's the sun. But anyway, I'm gonna lay here and just get my breath and wait on Kenny and Nikki. So see how long it takes. So far it's been about 5 minutes. So I stopped at 1:33. So hopefully they'll be back in 10 minutes or so. So hopefully I'm not too far ahead of them. We just passed the 2 mile marker, which is right over here on the street. It's marked blue. So I may have to get some water. Anyway, moseying on. This is our trail. We got a little bit of a view through here. I was told by Dale that I'm trying to find these towers for you, but there's some antenna towers over here, and Dale said that we'd be going under them. They are right there. So Dale said that we'll be going underneath those towers, and we'll probably get there today. We just got to run this ridge, I believe, and the only way to get there is to get there. So we're keeping putting one foot in front of the other. So I want to give a shout out to my hiking friends, Tina and the Martin family, Diane and Larry. I wired a house for them, and they have followed me on the Appalachian Trail. I've got a relationship with them now since I wired their new house. Congratulations on your new house, guys. Hopefully you'll be moved in by the time I get off this trail. But thank you guys for praying, and all the people back home watching out and praying for me. So thank you very much. That means a lot. I'm a fat guy. I had lost 42.5 pounds on the Appalachian Trail, but over the last 9 months or so, I've put it all back on, plus a few. So maybe I'll lose a couple this couple weeks. I'm not really sure. But I can tell my pack is heavy because it's full of food. Look at this Vesta. It's full of food, and it's heaviest as it will be for a while. I'm carrying 7 days of food because we do not have a variable resupply like on the Appalachian Trail. So there's only a couple places to get off here. And the resupplies are a little different from the Appalachian Trail. The resupplies here is you have to pretty much mail your stuff to a place called Wilhelmina Lodge, which is where this trail will go through. So you mail your resupply there. So we should hit that in 2 or 3 days. So I did not get a resupply there. However, at the next one, at the Bluebird or Bluebell Cafe, Nikki and Kenny actually had packed a box for me, bought my food for me, so I paid them back, but they stopped at Walmart on the way, and they left a box for themselves and then a box for me. So they actually just dropped it off because they drove on the road from Idaho down to here to the trail, and they dropped those off along the way. So thank you, Nikki and Kenny, for getting my food from Walmart and boxing that up or putting it in with yours or whatever you did. But yeah, so I'll have another 6 days to carry food or so once I get that resupply. But hopefully we'll eat some of that heavy stuff this evening. I'm carrying a pound of tortillas, and a pound of peanut butter and jelly. So just those two items is 2 pounds. So a jar of peanut butter and a bag of tortillas is a little over 2 pounds. So as I eat that down, that'll get lighter. There's something else that was a pound as well. I forget. I was like, man, just these 3 items is 3 pounds. That's quite a bit of weight. So my pack is bulging, as you can see. Thought I heard a snake, but I didn't. Anyway, let's get hiking. See if we can get to those towers that I showed you. And we'll go from there. I'll show you this view in a minute. Hopefully I'll get a better view of it. View of the view. All right, guys, this is probably our second view for the day. This is mile marker 5 point something. But we're having a little bit of issue. Nikki is. We keep having to stop for a little while because it's just a new trail and her pack is heavy. All of our packs are heavy. So, and it's hot out. So she's also having hot flashes, which doesn't help out. So we keep stopping a little bit and just taking little breaks. We're trying to make it to the shelter, which is around mile marker 10. But we have several hours yet that we could hike. It's 5 or 10 minutes till 5. So I think she's mentioned something about stopping at 8 o'clock, which I don't know if we'll make it to the shelter. It just depends on what the rest of the day ends up being. But she can get a little relaxation because once we get over this mountain, it's downhill for a little while, and then we have a steep uphill, and then the rest of the day is all downhill. So hopefully it'll get easier for her. Although for me, going downhill is more challenging than going uphill. But we're coming up to the top of this mountain. I can see the tower up here that I showed you earlier. So Dale had said we'll be going underneath that. So I guess we're just circling the top of this mountain, and then we're gradually going uphill. And we'll hopefully have a good view when we get up there. So let me get up there and then we'll show you around if there's anything to see. All right, guys, we made it to mile 6. So hopefully we can make it to 9.5 or something like that. We just took another break. We're going downhill now, so that's really good. Hopefully Nikki can withstand it. She says the weight on her hips is what's bothering her, and then she's also nauseated. I think it's just because of the heat. It is rather warm out here. And the fact that we've been sitting in a car for the last couple days driving, or they have, coming down from Idaho. So it's a lot of sit time, not a lot of exercise time or moving around. So having all this stress at the very beginning of the trip puts a toll on the body. And I think that's what's happening. So hopefully tomorrow that will get better for her, at least the nausea. So we'll see if we can make it. If not, no big deal. We'll just camp before the shelter. And yeah, so I think we're actually going further than what they originally had planned. I told them if we could make it to the shelter, that would be good, and then we'd sort of be set up in the coming days. We'll see what happens. Like I said, we're at 6, and which is where I think we're going to cut out at, maybe. But I was hoping to get to the 10-mile marker, or just before. So at least we have a half a day to travel on. But today's been pretty hard with the rocks and the incline. Sorry about the sun. Let me see. Anyway, we're getting there. I thought of what the other 1 pound item was in my bag. So I got 1 pound of peanut butter and jelly. I got 1 pound of tortillas, and I have a 1 pound beef stick. Not to mention probably a 1/4 pound or a 1/2 pound of pepperoni that I'll have on my tortillas. But anyway, that's it. Let me get off here and try to catch up with Nikki and Ken so we can see what we're doing. I really don't want to get ahead of them anymore because if they shut down early, I don't want to be in front of them waiting. It's like a tripping hazard. There are vines across the road or the trail. Anyway, I'm gonna try to stay behind Nikki and them so that when they want to stop, they can stop and shut down and not concerned about me trying to catch up with me, because I'd probably just keep going. So, and hike in the night a little bit because it'll be a little cooler. But we're getting it 1 mile at a time, one break at a time. So we're doing it. I think we have one more uphill, and we might be starting that now. And the towers that I showed you earlier, I guess when Dell said that we'd be going underneath them, I thought we'd literally be going underneath them. But I guess what he meant was we'd be going below them. So we never went to the ridge of the mountain, which is where the towers are. We circled around near the top, but not on the top. But all right, enough babbling. Let's get to it. Filtering some water. This is our first water source right here. So we're getting it out of the creek. I got it from upstream, so it's not contaminated by people's dirty shoes or whatever. But anyway, Nikki and Ken have went on because he found a stash of water. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill this up, that liter bottle. I'm gonna get some more dirty water, and then I'll carry that dirty water with me to camp for another 2 miles. So I will have some water tonight. I don't know if you can see, but all these gnats are around me. So I have darned my headgear. Some of these gnats are biting, so they do hurt a little bit, but wear my headgear so the bugs don't bug me that much. But I guess that's what bugs do, is they bug. So anyway, I'm filtering water. Ken and them went. Like I told you earlier, Nikki has been having some issues. She's already tossed her cookies a couple times, and then we took a break and she was just heaving up water. So she's not having a good time as of so far. So she's already lost her lunch, and then now it's just water that's being brought up. So hopefully it's not going to ruin her throat or anything like that. I wish she had some anti-nausea medicine. I don't have any. She does have some meds, so I don't know what she has. So maybe she can find something in her medicine to take care of that. And yeah, she's doesn't know if she can make it to the shelter, which is like a little over 2 miles. So an hour and some change. If you're doing 2 miles an hour, we're going downhill, so she thinks she can make it if we're going downhill. However, we do have a little uphill here. I think it's 200 or 300 feet uphill. So I'm guessing we're going to go up here and then back down. And then it's like a steep drop. But we'll see what we can do. So the water is about done. So let me chug down some more water, and then I will fill it up again. Little flower. We have 0.6 miles to go to the shelter. I am topped off on water, and we just crossed another water source that's not been labeled. But Kenny had stopped earlier. He is going to cold soak his food. So he stopped and went ahead and put some water in his jar, so that can start absorbing the water. So cold soaking is, about fell there. Cold soaking is putting your food in a jar and filling it with water, and then just letting it rehydrate. So if you think of like instant oats or something like that, you're just put a half a cup of water or however much you need for the oats, and then you would put the oats in there, and then you give it a shake, and then you put it in your bag and hike for an hour or so, and it would rehydrate your meal. So that's what he's doing. So he had stopped earlier and got that, but I am going to cook my food tonight. I don't know what I'm gonna have yet, but I have something, and then Nikki will cook hers as well. It is 7:27 p.m. currently, so it'll be a 8-hour day, but I think we're gonna make it to the shelter because we don't have much further to go. Hi guys, I see the shelter. It's right here, so that gives us a little hope. Hike her up. These shelters are supposed to be pretty nice looking. They're fairly new. So here is the side of the shelter. The trail is, it's off the trail just a slight bit, but it's pretty good. So I'm gonna put this phone down because it's a little pebbly. I don't want to fall. So let me put this up and come back. All right guys, this is the inside of the shelter. You wipe this lens off. That didn't really do any good, but you guys know what shelter this is? Rock Garden Shelter. So we made it. It is 7:42 on the 14th of 2023. Simple construction, setback. They do have a shovel here. They got pea gravel, which is pretty nice. They have a broom and some tarps for the wind and the driving rain. Some place to eat, a fire pit, a picnic table. So here it is. Now we just need to cook supper, set up our tent, find a place to set up a tent, and then cook some food. So let's go check this out. I think there's some place over here for tents. Right here will be a rocky spot, and then looks like it's not very level, but we do have a possibility right here. Yeah, so we'll have to figure out something, but it is pretty rocky. Or set up in the shelter if we can somehow. Unlike the AT, I doubt there's anybody else coming this evening. But, maybe right here, or inside the gravel area might work as well. Right here will be a good spot, but anyway, stay tuned.